everyone, I'm Georgia and Merry Christmas! I hope you're having a wonderful day, but we are back with yet another episode of Today in Julie Andrews' History. In 1959, Julie made a little movie called The Gentle Flame, and I bet you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, for reasons you will understand in a moment. Not much is known about it, all things considered, but it did come out 60 years ago yesterday, on Christmas Eve, so we're going to talk about it as best we can. The Gentle Flame was a TV movie, and like Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, it was pretty much written for Julie. In 1959, Julie had signed on to do 4-hour-long TV, well, I guess they'd be episodes, with the BBC. Gentle Flame was going to be the fourth and final one of these, and it's a musical adaptation version retelling of Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Match Girl. I got most of the information from this video from a Tumblr post, and I'll leave it linked in the down below, from one of my favourite Tumblrs, the Parallel Julieverse. A lot of the posts on the Parallel Julieverse talk about things that I didn't even know about until I read the post. That is why I will never claim to know everything about Julie or The Sound of Music or anything, really, because I'm always learning new stuff. So getting back to the original topic, The Little Match Girl, the original fairy tale, is about this girl walking around town on a snowy New Year's Eve trying to sell, you guessed it, matches. But because it's New Year's Eve, nobody's around and she's not having much luck. But she can't go home because her father's abusive, so she just huddles outside in the snow and lights the matches to keep herself warm. So as she lights the matches, she sees these wonderful visions inside the flames. But when the matches run out, as per all original fairy tales, she ends up dying. And then the next morning her body's found, and nobody knows how happy she is up in heaven. So plot-wise, it's very much like every original fairy tale out there. Morbid. I am not in any way an expert on any of this, but I don't think Little Match Girl is one of the bigger Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. I knew nothing about it before I started looking into The Gentle Flame. So given that, as a musical adaptation, especially one involving Julie, it sounds really cool, especially for someone like me, who absolutely loves Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. And like Cinderella, The Gentle Flame was broadcast live. But unlike Cinderella, there might not actually be a copy of The Gentle Flame in existence at all. According to the Tumblr post, it indicates that some of it was probably pre-filmed and not live, but now, 60 years later, with no footage of the entire thing found anywhere, the fact that some scenes were pre-filmed really doesn't help us. The bottom line is, it seems like most of what we can find out about The Gentle Flame these days is behind the scenes stuff and info and specs and things like that. I guess we know the plot, or the basics anyway, because it's based on The Little Match Girl, and there are a few publicity pictures here and there, but that's about it. There's nothing about the show itself. We know it was a musical, but we don't know anything about the songs. You can find out who wrote them, but we don't know what they were called or what the lyrics are or anything like that. We know it's based on The Little Match Girl, but we don't know how different it could be from the original fairy tale. I think it is definitely different in some ways from the original fairy tale. After all, Julie's not playing a child, and the Tumblr post mentions romance of some kind. But beyond that, we've got nothing. Oh, except the fact that Julie's character's name was Trissa. And given that that's all we know, that's all I can really say for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my video next week. So long for a while!